And round 2 of the playoffs should be concluding right here, right now. Bob trying to dunk his way to the first goal. Here comes Hyper. Off the wall, take his time, runs out of boost. And it's CJ. Bangs it out to the other side of the field. Bob out of the corner, crosses his net. Hyper puts it away. Stealthy Kid stops it at the midfield. Anybody's ball. It heads to the sidewall. CJ beats 1, beats 2. This looks like an orange goal, and it is. CJ on the board. Unknown Araith takes the lead.
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it.
31 seconds in, we have our first goal. Appreciate the follow. Straight up to the ceiling. Bob looking to tie it up, and he does! Right underneath the crossbar. CJ gives up some praise on that one. CJ, the goalie, and wasn't ready for the speed there, it looked like, and we're tied 1-1. Kickoff comes. Hyper on the cheat, and it'll be on Stealthy Kid to the corner. Touches it out, not great. Bob looking for the double. Backboard can't get it. CJ there. Stealthy Kid. A fake, and Hyper will slow it down. Flick into a beat. Send a shot, and Stealthy Kid gets in the way. Good save. CJ gets around Bob, and Bob sends it to the other side of the field. Here comes Stealthy. He's got Hyper to beat. Hyper says no, collecting a save as he does it. Bob, good cross. Hyper not there for the read. I think it was that second touch off the wall, and there's a demo.
You done messed up, Aaron!
Papa Nurgle, appreciate the love there, the biddies. Everyone, please check out Nurgle, up and coming variety streamer. Off the backboard, CJ not having it as Hyper goes flying on the shot attempt. Bob hustling back, and he gets in the way. Another save for him. Stealthy Kid able to make the touch. Drops down to Hyper. Hyper looking for room. Angle, infield pass. And CJ jumps in the way. Good play there from both squads. Hyper. Full boost. He's trying to bully on CJ, but the Fennec goes nowhere. Bob out of the corner. Another good touch. Hyper waits, and CJ be nimble, CJ be quick. He gets in front of the ball, preventing yet another goal. Bob collects it, sends it to the corner. Bob looks for Hyper. Hyper sends a shot a little high off the crossbar. Hyper lays the demo down. Bob and Stealthy get tangled up. Double commit there from the Egoists. Corner, one hop. Hyper sends it to the wall. Stealthy and Hyper miss. That'll be Bob and CJ. CJ dunks it through, but it remains in the corner. Now goes opposite side. Under 2 minutes now. Bob on the wall. Drops it down. Good pass. Lays it down for Hyper, and Hyper not ready for it. Stealthy, CJ trying to link up on this one, and CJ slices it over. Unknown Araith takes the lead, 141, and I thought it'd be trouble. And true Egoists find themselves down 1 yet again. Last time they lost the lead, they were able to respond immediately. They'll be looking for the same. Stealthy gets a beat. Bob floats it over. No one there! And Bob does enough, and they do respond immediately. About 20 seconds from the Araith score. And we're at 1:28. And we were seeing it from the chat. Yeah, a lot of action from these teams, especially for game 1. You know, in a best of 7 in a series format, teams like to get a feel for one another, but it's none of that tonight. They're just balls to the wall, best foot forward. CJ, good beat. Egoists trailing to the corner. Hyper shanks it to the corner. Bob driving down the field, up to the air. Hyper could hit it. And Hyper goes for maybe a fake, maybe a delay. He's off the backboard. Let's see if Bob wants it. Stealthy Kid. Stealthy Kid wants a piece. It looks like it's Egoist ball for now. Bob tries to get at the corner. Drops it down. Hyper where he needs to be. Gets up again. Maintains his boost. CJ might be in trouble. And Hyper shows it to him. True Egoists with their first lead of the game.
Can I get a oh yeah?
First lead of the series with 33 seconds left in game one. Hyper, good win on the kickoff. Bob doesn't want to try the angle. Nice conservative play from Bob as he challenges zero boost. CJ surveys the field. Does he want to do it alone? It looked like a passing situation. And, you know, maybe he did go past, but it was off. Hold on, maybe the own goal off the post. CJ pops one, still in the air, and Hyper will knock it down to the turf. Egoists take the series lead. So you saw the chat talking about it. Bob wants to restart his PC. But let's see if we get confirmation. I'm just gonna acknowledge that I'm okay with it. The Bob delay again. And CJ will give a perhaps reluctant sure as our MVP of game number one goes to reset his computer. We'll just have a little more time on the intermission. No big deal. How's everyone doing? Everyone say hi to their moms. At least say hi to them. You know, flowers, that might be a bit much. What up, Hyper? How you feeling out there? We'll do an in-game interview right now through the chat, Hyper. Loving the green screen. Thank you. Feeling so-so. Okay, it's game one. You gotta win. Not playing great right now. You looked okay to me. Looked alright to me. Hyper, our resident VIP. I don't think anyone else in the chat has the VIP badge. Hyper, tell us how you feel when you and Bob double commit. I think I only saw one though, Shrimp. I don't know if we can get on him too much. And no one's gonna talk about their moms on Mother's Day. Shame on you. I think a team earlier today took a forfeit to not play on Mother's Day. And yeah, if you're thinking that they tried to reschedule the game 2 times before that, before the forfeit, you know, you'd be correct. Be right. I say double the people, double the chance of hitting it. Yeah, but almost quadruple the chance of someone being out of position. Yeah. Why didn't anyone tell me the stream started? What are you talking about, Izzy? You corrected me on the time earlier. All up under the covers day. See if Bob makes it back. What's up, Hyper? Is he back in Discord? Okay, he's online. Yeah, he's loading up the game. All right, we're ready. Just about ready. So yeah, it's the number 12 seed. So True Egoists right on the edge there, but I think they got a 4-0 victory last week. Excuse me, 4-1 against Happy DG Esports United. They find themselves in round 2, ready for a spot in the quarterfinals. Unknown Araith, another 4-1 win for them last week. The number 9 seed playing today. We threw one game. Thank you, Miss Bizzle, with the Prime sub. Oi! Okay, Big Bob Brainius back in. All right, everyone is ready. Let's go. Hyper with a very good kickoff. 1, 2, tries to go underneath and a pinch out. CJ credited with the save. Big Brain Bob off the back wall. Needs another touch and gets it. Stays with it off the wall. And Stealthy Kid is all over it. Hyper lets this one go past. Gets a piece of it. Looks like goal number 1 and CJ says it is. Unknown Araith on the board.
También se prepara este mangranero, el pirata, por cierto, las reacciones en el banquillo.
Ojo a Cristiano, Cristiano en el área, sigue Cristiano. ¡Gol!
Kickoff goes neutral. Looks like Big Brain Bob will be the first one. Drops it down. CJ again looking to benefit. One touch. Reset. And a shot by Stealthy Kid, the patience. Great touches from CJ, great setup. And again, the patience from Stealthy Kid. Unknown Araith up by 2. CJ up 1. And gets dunked by Bob, but this ball seems to have not left the blue side of the field, and it's in their net again. So great wall pinch from Stealthy. And 3-0 within a minute. And Unknown, despite going down in the series, they're up 4-0 now. 4-1. Bob had the PC reset. Not sure if that made his situation worse, but Unknown Araith ready to capitalize. Kickoff. Stealthy Kid with the demo. Aggression, physicality. CJ turns the short cycle for him. Touches 1. Bob going the other way. Stealthy Kid a little shallow here. Hyper can get it done. Bob runs into Stealthy Kid. Great save by him. Hyper 0 boost. Tracking, watching the ball, looking for boost is Bob. 50s it to the back wall. Touch for Hyper. Could be shot at. CJ touches. Jockeying for possession, but a lot of damage done by Araith. 4-0 as we tick down to the 3-minute mark. Another double commit there from the Egoists. Bob tries to chase this one down to CJ. Beats him. CJ rips out of the corner. Just forgot to bring the ball with him. Bob gets this one. Wall pinches out away from his net. Hyper, 1 touch. Second one, he's going. Almost snuck it in. CJ this time with patience. Defensive patience. Unknown Araith scoring in transition now. The big save by CJ. Stealthy Kid with hustle, with boost, and it's 5-0 Araith. Left to the corner. Stealthy Kid sends it away. Hyper stops it. Looks like it's on target. CJ has seen it all. CJ collects his 4th save. Looking for his 4th goal. Bob gets in the way. Here comes Hyper. Egoists have to be careful not to get too far ahead of themselves, and Hyper follows it up. Sends it high. Shoots underneath. And it's 5-1 to 11.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Tremzuka says it's not over yet. You're telling me there's a chance. Let's see if the Egoists can pull off some kickoffs. Bob on the one-on-one. CJ plays it well. 100 boost now. Toe-to-toe with Hyper. No touch. Bob, golden opportunity, but CJ stays speedy. Hyper gets smacked. And Stealthy will turn it into goal number 6. That little hesitation from Hyper cost him possession and a goal. And Araith really putting it on the Egoists, because this might turn into a Brazil affair. Hyper up over past midfield to the back wall. Here comes Stealthy. Bob floats one over, and CJ, that should be his 5th save at least. No, that's his 6th. Stealthy Kid to the corner. So Egoists have the pressure, but CJ is just not gonna let them get any easy ones as he sets this up off his back wall. Hyper with a catch. Now a demo. Bob's flicks haven't been dropping for him. Bob, I'll call him a retired ones player. Sends it for the money, and CJ collects number 7. Now he's coming for goal number 7 with speed. Good setup, and Stealthy can't get to it. Bob in the way, keeping the speed are the Egoists. Hyper set it up, 100 boost, tracking the ball well, goes for a reset, and Bob looking to help out, but they both come up empty-handed. Trying to protect the Brazil now. Hyper lets it through, 7-1. I hate to put it up on a wet team, but it is what it is. Game 2 belongs to Unknown Araith in decisive fashion. 18 seconds remaining in this one. Mama Fury, hi Mom. Happy Mother's Day again. I hope you enjoyed brunch. And it's down to the turf, and we have a tie series here. Still best of 7. Winner does go to quarterfinals. Conclude this coming Saturday on May 20th. And Unknown Araith just hauling off and letting the Egoists have it. Trying to humble the Egoists. We're ready. CJ collects an MVP for himself. Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen my mom interact with people in the chat. She usually just comes in, says hi, and then gets the fuck out of here. Bob, good touches from him, sends it high. No save for CJ, but now he has possession. Dutchy loses it, loses control, and here comes Hyper. Stealthy Kid, so CJ, MVP of the game. Hold on. And Bob, nimble as ever. Egoists on top with their, I believe, their first lead since game 1. 20 seconds in, they strike fast. Kickoff comes. Looks like advantage blue. Good touch by Bob. Bob and Hyper looking to chase it down. Maybe good comms for them, and Hyper can't slice it over. CJ goes for one. Hyper beats Stealthy Kid, but pays the price.
Get him a body bag. Yeah.
Off the backboard. Bob can't finish it, sends it to the wall. Bob going for it. Preserving boost, playing well. And now it's on Hyper to prevent the goal. Doesn't play it, and no!
Off the
Unknown
post.
Araith missed an opportunity to tie it up. CJ surveying the field, sends a shot. Hyper floats away
Hey, don't look now, but I think we're about to be killed.
and sends a shot. And CJ, we saw him end the game with, what was it, 7 saves in game 2. Collects his first there. Bob redirects it past midfield. Izzy says, new game, new boy. This one's in from dial-up distance. CJ to tie it up.
I wouldn't venture out there, fellas. This sniper's got talent.
Just 2 quick challenges. Ends in the first goal for Araith. Good kickoff by Bob. Can turn this into points. Goes a little high. Needs Hyper, and it's going the other way. Stealthy Kid turns a save into goal number 2.
Encara Messi, 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 gol, 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 gol.
Unknown Araith. Quick lead grab for them. 2-1. Ego is trailing. Good shot by Hyper. Stealthy Kid. Good positioning for him. That looks like goal number 3 is Bob. Sucking on air, looking for a boost. Goes to the corner, thought he had time, but CJ lets it rip. And Bob can only watch it roll across his nose. Araith extend the lead to 2. DJ continues to battle, continues to throw that Fennec around. Up, over the wall, and Hyper will collect it. Hyper looking for the infield pass. Bob looks for demo, looks for bump, the miscommunication. Good infield pass, and not a bad play from Bob. You just have to communicate with your teammate about either play, and that should have been dropping for the Egoists. Bob slides one, looking for a second. Here comes the flick, goes crossbar. CJ puts it out. And again, Araith with the stay of execution. CJ up the wall, 100 boost for him. Let's see how he controls it. 1, reset, off the back wall, into a shooting lane, as Stealthy sends it high. Hyper tries to keep it going. Action at midfield, Stealthy drops it to the turf. Now crosses. Bob gets in the way. Under 2 minutes now. New game, new boy. Egoists find themselves down by 2. Hyper, some fancy footwork and all grit, all guts. Does it alone. Still down by 1 are the Egoists. Plenty of time to tie it up, take the lead. Whatever they think they're capable of is Hyper. Sneaks in. And Stealthy Kid gives them one. What a play by Stealth to regain the 2-goal lead. Hyper let that first touch get a little too far away from him. And right into the clutches of Stealthy, who takes advantage. 138 remaining, and Egoists back to the drawing board once more in a demo from Hyper.
You're gonna die, clown!
True Egoists survive. No goal number 5. Touch for CJ. CJ drives through. Gets 100 boost. How does he want to play it? Bob runs into him. Out of the corner. Double touch from CJ. Hyper. One touch. And Stealthy. Stealthy has been good. Another demo.
This ain't what you want, young man.
Touch. Hyper. Taking his time. Looks like trouble, but they have space. They have space. They have time. Bob. Ball to Bob. And Bob shoots it wide. Bob gets smacked. 40 seconds remaining. Touch off the wall. Hyper. Pops one. And it looks like Araith have done enough for a second win. And Shrimp is seeing a lot of possession getting thrown away from the Egoists. Good cross here. Bob gets to the way. 10 seconds. Crowd's gonna count it down. And again, it looks like enough here. There's goal number 5. Stealthy Kid with a hat trick. 3 up, 3 down, and his last 2 goals were just, give me that. Let me show you what to do with it. And Araith will fake on the kickoff. But this looks like we're ready for game number 4. Game number 3 goes to unknown Araith. 2 more wins for them. And they punch their ticket to the quarterfinals again this Saturday, May 20th, 7 p.m. Eastern. Stealthy Kid, MVP, 3 goals, 1 assist. Both teams ready. We've seen Egoists, seen moments of brilliance from them. And Hyper, we have again another quick strike from Egoist. Bob, good dunk, good challenge. Hyper takes his time, adjusts the nose, and he drops it in. Was that a preset change for the hype man? Egoists take the lead. If you're just joining us, Egoists lost the lead in game 3. And unknown Araith never looked back. Demo. Bob with the fortunate spawn. CJ with the good dunk. Hyper, 100 boost. Looking for possession. Docking with CJ. Hyper. Good flick into a shot. High up. Bob can get to it. Sends a shot. Hyper takes it as a pass. And the Egoists take a 2-goal lead now. Unknown Araith not looking like themselves. We'll see if they can clean it up. When Araith is on, they are on and crisp. Unstoppable. Well, let's see if the Egoists have figured something out. 2 good plays for them. Another demo.
Nathan, call 911.
CJ crosses the net, crosses high. 100 boost for him. Hyper shoots a little wide. Maybe off a foot or 2. Stealthy Kid gets some room on the inside and launches it towards the net. Izzy wants some bumps for the Egoists. Shrimp Zuka wants Hyper to get fed. Here comes Hyper off the backboard, goes for the read. Does that land? Bob will finish it up. Good play, Egoists.
Give it a loop. Give it a loop.
Great touch from Hyper. Good read on the defenders. CJ What a defender he has proven to be. Egoists 3-0 lead, trying to make a comeback in this series. They find themselves in a 2-1 series deficit as we have a race to 4. Best of 7. Stealthy Kid with good pressure. The pinch right in their net. The speed on that one. Araith, usually their pressure pays dividends. But it might have betrayed them there. Egoists with the commanding 4-goal lead as unknown Araith looking for their first of game number 4. And they do get one in. CJ won't be denied.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
3 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. Egoists still enjoying it. 3-1 lead. Sorry, 4-1 lead. 3-goal differential. And Hyper puts it back up to 4. 5-1, looking for their own Brazil again. If you're just joining us, game 2 wasn't very pretty for the Egoists as they got Braziled. But maybe looking to flip the script, turn the tables as it were. A ton of time there for you unknown fans. Bob collects it. Takes his time. Tries to get the cross. Stealthy helps out. CJ tees it up. CJ turns around. Gets it past Hyper. To the corner. Down the field. Hyper waits. Hyper can walk this one in. 6-1. And this is having... This is having all the makings of a classic 7-game series. Still under 3 minutes, but unknown Araith have a ton of ground to make up for. Hold on. Bob. Can't shank it over, but Hyper! Shrimpzuka says feed him. Hyper with 6 goals. Bob redirects it to the backboard, and Hyper has just been lights out all game long. And Izzy wants to know what these games are exactly. Hyper collects it. Stealthy with a steal. Maybe he's stealthy. Bob with a backflip. Hyper gets it going, looking for their 8th goal. And it's not happening at another demo.
Get him a body bag. Yeah.
Bob touches. CJ to the corner. Drops it down. Hyper gets in the way. Eats a demo, but the save is enough. The clear is there. Bob going the other way. Stealthy. Touches one out. And CJ finds the net again. Might be too little, too late. As it's a 5-goal differential. 2 minutes to go. Shrimpzuka says Bob trying to style. And Shrimpzuka getting a kick out of it. Stealthy. Sends it away. Hyper. Down the field. And a bump from Bob. Hold on, the Egoists are all over the play. And Hyper. Shrimpzuka wanted him fed, and Hyper might have an eating disorder at this point. He might be obese.
Can I get a... Oh, yeah!
As nothing has been able to stop him. Back to a 6-goal lead for the Egoists. Now Bob, looking to add to it. Drops it down. Minute 32 remaining, and I think both teams might be over this one. They might be over this one. We have a lot of Rocket League left to play. If the Egoists are able to hang on, both teams will need 2 wins. to get it done, and Hyper is on the board again. Her monster, good lord, how has it been 28 months? That's how old we are, her monster. But appreciate you dropping by. I know you didn't raid, but I saw you streaming earlier. How's Pokemon been treating you? Shrimp Zuka says no shot, they got 10. What up, Bolts? Touch it for CJ. CJ with some great control there. And again, those of you just joining us, CJ, actually everyone on the field, both teams have proven their worth, have been super talented, have had their moments. And the Egoists looking to polish this one off as they tie up the series. Got 49 seconds remaining. Bob a little careless on the challenge, and Stealthy makes him pay. 10-3. Kickoff comes. Pops up high. CJ to the crossbar. You know what? I thought both teams were over it, but they're not, and you gotta respect it. From Unknown Araith, Goonies never say die. 42 seconds. Bolt says it's a football score. Here's the kickoff. Neutral midfield. Here's Stealthy. Bob gets in the way, makes a save. Hasn't been much defense for either team in a while. Here's Hype Man. Out of the corner. Drops it down. CJ sends it away from his net. Bob looking for a fake, and that's gonna cost him a goal. And that just goes to show you, chat, that's how out of hand these games can get. We've had 3 Araith goals in the span of a minute, it feels like. Shrimp Zuka wants to know what we're doing here, as we're finally getting down to the 10-second mark, as Bob lets that trickle off his octane. Down to the turf. God, let it end. And they do. Thank you, Lord. So GG's all around. 2 wins for the Egoists, 2 wins for Unknown Araith. And let's start a little early poll here. All right, Hyper is the MVP with 8 goals, 1,500 points. We'll ready up. The poll is going. Put some melon seeds on the line. Just keep matriculating the ball down the field, boys. Hyper slows it down, tries to get a fake. Stealthy Kid not falling for it. Stealthy, good 50 win on and by Stealthy. Bob sends it away. CJ can't get to it. CJ's gonna want to get his defense back. He's been lights out between his posts, but he misses, albeit a tricky save. But we've seen how wild this series has been. Every goal is going to count. Every goal is going to matter. As CJ misses an opportunity on a tough angle. CJ drops it down. Game 5 could be a pivotal point here in the series. Quarterfinals on the line. CJ Collects it. CJ, it's a foot race. Bob gets to it and takes it out to his corner. Beats the defender. Him and Hyper trying to negotiate. Hyper floats it over, and Hyper! What a play from Hype!
Give me a hell yeah!
And again, CJ is close but no cigar. Bolt says, why did that work? Stealthy Kid. Touch to the back wall. Good cross here. CJ not ready for it. And I think we're watching momentum at work here. Hyper. Touches. There's CJ with a save. Puts it back out. Bob collects it. Looking for the double. Hyper to midfield. 100 boost for him. Has a challenge. Has a double. Might be dangerous. Into a shooting lane. Saved by CJ. Bob waited for his shot. Bob harassing the goalie. Back wall. Bob not ready to challenge yet. Sends a popper. Hyper to the corner. Coming out. Might be trouble. CJ's got to be careful. Bob back to the corner. Back into a shooting lane, and CJ down the field. Hold on. Goal number 3. It's on the board. Hyper. His second goal. Hyper coming off of a monster game. 3-0, 3 minutes to go. Bolt said Stealthy had no boost for like 3 years. Are you using the graphics there, Bolts? Yeah, I'm what, 28 months old, and Stealthy Kid had no boost for 3 years. Good touch from CJ. Bob with an opportunity. Bob can't get it past CJ. Another save by him. Transition, and unknown Araith is on the board.
That's how it's done, son. That's how it's done, son.
Good play for Araith. They are known turning defense into offense. And Araith isn't quite done yet. They whittle the lead down to 1. 3-2. Ego is still leading. Here we go. Kickoff. Orange side. Bob to the corner, trying to work in a pass. Hyper goes to help him from that same corner. Stealthy's got to be careful. Opposite end now. CJ gets Bob to turn around. 2 minutes to go. Both teams have to be careful here. Araith, they have to have a little extra aggression here as they're trying to make a comeback. But neither team can afford complacency. At this point in the game, at this point in the series, Bob can't get a pass. CJ down the field. It's gonna pop out of the corner. He's gonna have a shot, and it screams to the other side of the field, other side of the corner. Hyper, close one for him. Fends off CJ. Dutch, Hyper, trouble. Bob sends it corner. 100 for him. Let's see what he wants. Let's see if the Egoists can hang on for about a minute, but they're having a hard time getting a needed clear. Touch for CJ. Keeps possession. Hyper with a big pop midfield. Maybe that's what they needed. Maybe that was the breathing room as CJ. Another save for him. Stop me if you heard it before. That's trouble. Hard shot goes blue corner. Good shot from CJ goes wide. Bob needs to win this, and CJ again smothering the Egoists trying to make a clear. Take it down. Half a minute. Shot. Hyper barely gets enough on that one. Delays it. Looks like a tying score. Bob says no. Denies it at the goal line. Clear to the opposite corner.
Off the post.
And a close one there. Hyper down the field. Bob chasing it. 1 second to go. Egos have to be careful, and it is down to the floor. And Egoists are 1 win away from advancing to the quarterfinals and actually having a matchup against another Watermelon Eating Time team. Big Brain Bob, our Big Brain MVP, 1 goal, 2 assists, 1 save, 10 shots total for the Egoists, 5 saves for Unknown Araith. CJ with 4. We've seen it before. We've seen this formula. What we don't really know is how it's going to play out at a given moment. Match point here. Kickoff. Bob wrestles to the corner. CJ with the preset change. I thought the Fennec was working for him, but I guess it's working till it's not. CJ blasts it to the opposite corner. Hyper almost tried for a read. CJ plays it well. Good pass. CJ in the Octane coming out of his corner. Off the wall, looking for pass. Gets it to Stealthy. No! Stealthy goes underneath. They had the right idea, couldn't negotiate it properly. A missed play by inches, and that looked like it was going. Bob has the one-on-one, and CJ gets the save. What a play. CJ gets in the way again. CJ sets it up. Goes to the sky. Backboard. Tries to angle it down. Stealthy has an opportunity, but shoots it wide. I think Hyper might have got in the way. Director Cam may have betrayed me. Bob tries to get the reset. Hyper stays sound. Hyper 2 games removed from his 8-goal performance in game number, I believe it was 4. Bob lines it up, and Hyper drops it down almost 2 minutes before we get our first goal. And we've seen every kind of complexion that a game can have this series. Both teams very high octane, no pun. High charge, high energy, but now they're so familiar with one another. It's game 6 now. CJ with a ground pinch. Big Brain Bob gets to it. Buttons the Cat coming in, showing some love. Buttons the Cat maybe showing some love, maybe showing some support, but he does play the winner of this match. So there might be some scouting going on as well. Near miss for the Egoists. Off the wall. Hyper collects it. Bob, touch. Rolls it away. Could be shot at. Stealthy's turned around. And no! I'm not sure where Hyper was. But he's going to want to redo that one, especially after the goal. CJ strikes. 1-1.
Can I get a oh yeah?
Egoists had an opportunity for a 2-goal lead. Now they find themselves tied. Tough. Good touch. CJ back in. Stealthy Kid back in. They jam it home. 2-1. 208. 208 remaining. Egoists can't negotiate it out of their net. And we have been back and forth all series long. Really no one with an upper hand. Just when you thought the Egoists might secure something, might use their momentum to steal the series, Unknown Araith comes roaring back. CJ touches, runs into Hyper at the top corner. Stealthy going for cross, doesn't get to the front post. Hyper turns around, might be trouble for Egoists, and CJ can't get to it. Remember, CJ, first use of the Octane this series. So he might have some hitbox issues, or he might not. Stealthy Kid tacks onto their lead. Hit as he shoots, it doesn't matter.
Oh, let me squeeze right past you.
Roll it to the corner. This looks like it has the potential, the high potential for Game 7. Let's see if Egoists want to get it done right now. Hold on! CJ backs it up, gets the save right at the goal line. He knows what he's doing. Stealthy can't get it past Bob. 55 seconds. It is doable, but the Egoists need to strike. Bob down the field, beats a defender. Hyper coming in, and CJ looks good. To the back wall. "30 seconds now. Maybe goal number 4. They got to be careful. And good play by Bob. Hyper with an opportunity. 2v1. Bob looks like he's going for bump. And they get it. Hyper goes up for 90 on the flick. 13 seconds.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Bob just screams out on the lead. And he had CJ.
Yeah, but that backflip though.
He had CJ backflipping. 13 seconds. Look at the kickoff. Looks like a favorable kickoff for Orange. To the ceiling. Now to the back wall. Oh, this is turfed. Unknown Araith. Match point for them. Match point for the Egoists. Game 7. The votes have been in since Game 5. We had a feeling, chat. We knew there'd be some fireworks here. Next game wins it. Yes, CJ is our Game 6 MVP. They force 7. Back and forth. This is where it counts. This is where it matters. And Nitro wants Game 7 overtime. We can see. I don't think they've gone into overtime yet. Stealthy Kid pops up to the ceiling. Hyper looking, but CJ catches him looking, shoots it wide, and Bob collects it. Got to be careful with possession here. Lets it far off his nose, and CJ gets possession. DJ controlling. Touches to the wall. Bob drops it back. Hyper can't get to it. Goal 1. Bob says no. Good hustle, good vision. Stealthy Kid misses. And Hyper turned around. He goes off the post. Does Stealthy. Great, powerful shot. Hyper comes up. Thought Bob was coming. Unknown Araith strike first. And I will say, I don't believe the Egoists have won a comeback game this series. Hold on to tie it up. On the kickoff, Hyper comes up clutch.
También se prepara Esteban Granero, el pirata, por cierto, las reacciones en el banquillo.
Ojo, Cristiano, Cristiano del área, sigue Cristiano. ¡Gol!
So 1-all, 407. Egoists bridge the gap very quick. Stealthy. Eyeballing it, watching CJ work. CJ has just played phenomenally. It's a shame that one of these teams has to go down in the playoffs. CJ touches, gets through, lands on the paint, but it's Bob. With possession, Stealthy Kid can't handle it. Bob with the one-on-one, sends it, and CJ can't read it off the wall. Egoists with the lead.
Encara Messi, 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 gol, 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 gol.
Egoists with the lead, 3:38 on the clock. Game 7 winner takes all, goes to quarters. Bob, another one-on-one situation, and Bob comes up clutch. Hyper with the kickoff assist, but this is Bob coming up with it. Egoists making me eat my words. To be fair, they haven't completed the comeback, but 3 unanswered goals. Very strong. Doesn't look like they're slowing down. Hyper pinches it up the field. CJ racing back to it. CJ, 100 boost for him. Bolts gifted with the sub. Appreciate Anonymous. Ticking down to 3 minutes. Stealthy puts it to the back wall. Bob puts that on the field. CJ gets stuffed. He had a great shot lined up, put some power behind it. Stealthy gets up and over. CJ looking to go to work. Hyper looking to meet him. CJ gets through.
Off the post.
But it hits the post. Nitro with a sub. CJ with a second goal. And a second assist for Stealthy Kid.
Give me the loop. Give me the loop.
2:46 remaining. Anybody's game. Egoists with the lead. Up by 1. Here comes the kickoff. Bob gets sent back. Looks like blue ball. Hyper come out of the corner, but CJ, like a renegade, challenges in the corner. Now to the backboard. They got to be careful here. CJ does tie it up. The hat trick for CJ. He hits 3.
Oh, baby, a triple!
Battle Axe Bomber showing some love. What up, Battle Axe? We need the worms back in this. I was talking to your boy a few months ago. Hold on. Hyper with the response, 4-3 on the kickoff. Sly Dogs caught me monologuing. CJ cheats up. Hyper cheats up with an opponent win. Ego is back in the driver's seat. Bob battling back in. Hyper can touch, but CJ can shoot. 4-4. CJ, you hear the MVP chants for him. He goes upper 90 on that dunk beat. A sweet beat, if you will. Here comes Stealthy Kid. Drops it down. That might be on. Bob has to be careful. Bob collects it. Stealthy Kid with the 100. Hyper with a catch. He's got a one-on-one. Let's see what CJ wants. CJ defends the back wall beautifully. This one drops to Stealthy. Stealthy booms it out to midfield. Egoist's got to be careful. This one's getting sweaty. Drops it in on the pass. Bob gets in the way. Hyper looking to take it out. Hyper with 0 boost. Nobody knows it. CJ playing it safe, playing it conservative. Bob comes in and the demo.
Get him a body bag. Yeah.
Hyper goes for control off the wall. Bob doesn't touch. He might pay. And CJ, out of all the crazy shots that he's hit, goes wide on what would have been another lead for unknown Araith. Off the backboard, and Hyper shoots wide now. 60 seconds. We might have overtime. This one's wide as well. Bob keeps it going. Looks like 100 boost for Bobby. Big Brain beats one. He's got the 1v1. It's CJ. And what a flick from Bobby. No!
Off the post!
Hyper comes up just like he's supposed to, but Stealthy sends it away. CJ touches. Stealthy looking. Bob gets over him. A boost for Bob. GL Nair. Appreciate the follow. 25 seconds. Hyper almost gets by Stealthy, but Stealthy gets a piece. Bob again toe-to-toe with CJ. CJ has been so good on defense. Touch to Hyper. Hyper collects it. Hyper, 9 seconds. You hear the crowd. Down the field. Down the sideline. It's shootable. And we do get overtime.
Fight!
4-4. CJ on the kickoff. It's all over. Unknown Araith. 5-4. An extra 4 seconds. Great read by CJ. As soon as I saw it come off the kickoff, I knew that the opportunity was going to be there. GG's and congrats to unknown Araith. GG's to the Egoists. Well fought, well played. Woo! They got your boy casting over here. Woo, woo, woo. Woo. They will fear the unknown. Yeah, unknown advances. I think unknown is doing well in the threes bracket as well. But what a series. Whew, that's all I got tonight. Let's see if we can get a a raid going. You can guide the raid for 3K. Let's see who's... All right, let's go. Let's get the raid going.
Hey, Mom! The meatloaf! We want it now! The meatloaf!
What is she doing? I never know what she's doing back there.